morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Sunday morning to you and happy Mother's Day to all you women out there who have had an influence on a child's life. Today, we celebrate you and we appreciate you. So thank you very much. I know it's going to be a small group of people here today because there's a lot of people out there celebrating with their families, and they absolutely should be. I will be celebrating with mine later this afternoon, so I'm excited for that. So today we're going to be working on a very, very special project. I decided to put all of our regular projects on hold for the morning, and we're going to be working on a special project called a tulip table runner. So we're going to be making some tulip blocks that look just like this one. We're going to be making 3 of those, and then we're going to be adding some sashing to put a top together. And then I'll put the rest of the table runner together later on off camera, and I will show you guys what that looks like later on. But first, let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in chat. Say hello to everybody this morning. I hope the weather has been as beautiful by you guys as it has been here for me. It has been absolutely perfect. It's been in the mid to upper 70s here in northern Illinois. I'm in a southwest suburb of Chicago, and it has just been beautiful. Absolutely perfection. The sun's been warm. There's been a really light breeze going on. It's just been absolutely gorgeous. So I've been trying to spend as much time as I can outside to enjoy it, because Lord knows it's probably short-lived. We've gotten quite a bit of rain this week, on and off, but that's okay. The rain brings the beautiful flowers and the nice pretty green grass. So anyway, let me take a sip from my beautiful coffee mug, and we will get started. If you're interested in picking up yourself one of these, make sure you do ! merch in chat. You can find yourself just one of these as well. We also have some other things available there as well, so take a peek over there if you're interested. All right, so Terry says it's gray and rainy today. Oh, Terry, I'm sorry to hear that. And good morning, by the way. Let me pop in a chat, say hello to everybody in chat. I like to make sure that I tell everybody good morning, because I want you guys to all know that I see you just like you see me. Very special shout outs always given to the very first person in chat who was there an hour before the stream started. My goodness, that shows commitment and a love for this channel that I cannot thank you for enough. So Brat46, thank you very, very much for being the very first person in chat an hour early. I really, truly appreciate that. There's a couple of really early birds this morning. I'm not sure if they just popped in to say hello so that they could make sure that they got in or what it was. But Jean was in there this morning. Thank you so much, Jean, for being there. Kiri, good morning. She said, Happy Mother's Day, Danny, and everyone. Face fuchsia flower shape. Wonder what that means. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thanks so much for stopping in. She says, anyone that's being a mother to someone, yes, happy Mother's Day. Susan, good morning. It's so great to see you. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you in chat, so thank you so much for being here this morning. Good morning to you. Gladys, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me. I had the very special privilege of being able to catch Gladys and Kathy on a live stream on Gladys's channel on Friday. I had 5 minutes or a couple minutes in between meetings in my corporate job, and I just popped in on YouTube because I had a comment on my video that I needed to check anyway, and I saw they were on, so I quick hopped in there and just said hello to them real quick. I didn't get to stay, but good morning to them. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys, and if you haven't already, make sure you go check out their channel as well. Gladys has her own channel, as does Kathy. If you do ! Gladys in chat, it'll give you a link. Same thing with Kathy, ! Kathy. So make sure you guys check those guys out. I like to support as many of my content creator friends as I possibly can. I wish I could support them all the time, but it is what it is. Hi, Terry. Good morning. I think I said good morning to you already, but just in case, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's in the house. Lucas is in the house. Lucas, I hope you're recovering well. Lucas did a 5K run yesterday. It was awesome. I don't have a whole lot of data. Maybe he'll give us some more information in chat, but he did a 5K run yesterday, I think, with him and his dad. So fantastic for them. I think it was for charity. It was a charity event, so great for them. Congratulations. Tony, I know my daughter Tony was there to support him, so that's awesome. Lorraine, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. Judy, good morning and happy Mother's Day to you as well. Thanks so much for being here. Like I said, I figure, a lot of people are going to be with their friends and family today, and that's okay. It's all right. If I'm here by myself on a Sunday, that's okay too. It's fine. I do appreciate you guys all being here, though. So we're going to get started here in just a minute. I'm like all flustered this morning. Give me a second. Yum, yum, yum. All right. I'm going to set that off to the side for right now. So as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing this beautiful tulip table runner here. So I went ahead and cut up all my pieces already. I've got them all cut up and ready to go. I do have a pattern in the description box below. In the description of this video, there is a link to the pattern. I think it's a public pattern. It's definitely a free pattern, so you guys can get it whenever you want. But I think the tulip block is basically a public pattern, but I'm not going to give out the final cutting instruction, the specific cutting instructions, just to be on the safe side, because I do want to support our pattern creators as much as I can. So that's why I went ahead and I've cut up all the pieces already. I have the hiccups now, my goodness. I've went ahead and cut up all of my pieces already. You can see I'm going to be using some really pretty colors here. You can see this beautiful bright purple fabric here, and then this darker black fabric that has hints of purples and pinks and yellows, and it's really, really cool. I used this one to make my sample with, excuse me, because I had some extras. So that's what it's going to look like. And then I have some really cool, bright, textured, like watercolor almost, bright green fabric that I'm going to be using for the leaves and the stem. So the idea is that I'm going to have, this is a 3-block table runner. So I'm going to have 2 of the purple ones on either side, and then this darker one in the middle. So that's what I'm excited for. Hi, Sylvia. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. She's received a very nice package. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you received it. I'm so glad. I know there were some issues with the post office. A couple of people actually had to pay extra postage, so I'm so sorry about that. We'll try to make sure that doesn't happen again in the future. Lucas said, I also stayed up until 4. Oh, I missed something. Lucas said, I also stayed up until 4 a.m. to see the Northern Lights. Did not get to see them, so I'm also a little tired too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for those of you who are up here in the the northwest area, we have been able to see the Northern Lights the last 2 days. Yesterday was not as good as the day before, I understand, but I didn't get to see them either way. Yes, they give the cutting instructions on WordPress, so no worries. Yeah, I don't like to share them, here. It's just, the last thing I want to do is offend anyone or step over some. Your sound is better than last week for sure. Oh, well, Terry, I'm glad to hear that. I didn't do anything different. I think it's a connection thing. I'm actually going to start looking into replacing my router and my modem and my router here soon. That's one of the next equipment investments I'm going to be making. So hopefully that will help as well. But I'm glad to hear things are working out better. Yeah, he'll probably hit a wall soon. Yeah, for sure. Uh-huh. Sylvia says, nice tulip. Well, thank you very much, Sylvia. That is what we're going to be making today. So the very first step in this process, so that's actually what we're going to be making today. Sorry, I was reading chat. I was trying to make sure that I didn't catch anything. That's usually when I go silent like that for a minute, it's because I'm reading and I forget to read out loud sometimes. So I apologize for that. I'm just trying to make sure that I haven't missed anything. I try so hard not to miss anything, but sometimes, sometimes you guys are really chatty in there, and which is great. It's fantastic, but sometimes I miss things. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so let's get started. So one of the first things that we need to do is we're going to need to draw some lines on the back of our flower fabric. In the pattern it says red fabric, but that's because of the picture. The pattern that they used was red. So we're going to need to draw some lines on the back from corner to corner because we're going to be making some flying geese with these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those pieces real quick. And I'm going to put them all towards the wrong side of the fabric for now. Now, I was supposed to have a special guest today, but she wasn't feeling well, and that's okay. That happens. So Mama Joyce, if you're watching, we hope you're feeling better, and thank you for watching. All right, let me grab a small ruler here. Now for this, I'm just going to use a regular number 2 pencil. I have found this to be the most versatile tool in my quilting studio. It's a great marking tool, and because it washes out completely. I have yet to find a single piece of fabric or a different color or anything else that this does not wash out completely on. So I actually use a number 2 pencil for the most part. I do have a white chalk pencil for the fabrics that are really, really dark that I need to be able to see with. But otherwise, I just use a regular number 2 pencil. I'm not super dark on it. I'm not super heavy. I'm just very lightly, just enough so that I can see it. So you guys might not even be able to see it when you get when you're looking here on the camera, but I promise you that it will be there. So we're just going to go ahead and mark these real quick. Yes, Sylvia, the tulips are going to make a table runner. That is exactly what we are making today. We are making a tulip table runner today. That is for sure. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these up. Why don't you guys tell me if what you guys have. So does anybody have any fun Mother's Day plans today? Like up here in the upper Midwest, we usually wait. The rule of thumb is that we wait to plant our flowers and things in the spring and the fall. In the summer. My God, my words are not there today. Until Mother's Day. So there's usually a lot of people planting stuff this weekend. Because that's usually the threat of frost is basically over by then. We have still had some pretty cold weather after Mother's Day, and there still has been some frost after Mother's Day, but it's usually less likely. So up here, that's what we use as our planting guide, is usually after Mother's Day weekend. I know when the kids were little, that's what we would do. We'd get up early in the morning and we'd head over to Home Depot or whatever nurseries are in the area, because I do have a couple of them in the area, and we'd pick out a bunch of flowers and we'd spend the day out in the yard planting flowers if the weather was nice. But I tell you, just like anything else in the Midwest, the weather is kind of unpredictable this time of the year a little bit. Sometimes it can be really beautiful outside, and other days it can be cold and rainy. I remember a couple of Mother's Days when the girls were really little, when we would do brunch with our family, and it was cold and rainy, and it was just so difficult to try and get the two of them, especially when they were in their carriers still, to try and get them ready to go and everything else when it was so cold and rainy. So hi, Patty. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Patty says, good morning. Welcome. She says, happy Mother's Day. Denise, good morning. Thanks again for joining us today. We appreciate you being here. Denise also says, happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much, ladies. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Right now, I'm just drawing some lines corner to corner on these fabrics. We're going to be making some tulip blocks today for a tulip table runner for Mother's Day. I will be gifting this table runner to my mom once it's completed. But we're going to finish the top of it today, and then later today, I'm hoping to have enough time to actually sandwich it up and quilt it today to get it over to her. We'll see. It just depends on how the day goes. Wow, Terry says Susan is winding down to her retirement. That is so much fun, and congratulations. It's very exciting. How many days left do you have, Susan? I mean, not that you're counting, right? I mean, I wouldn't be counting at all. How many days left? Excuse me. All right, we're going to be making a couple of flying geese. Let me grab the pieces that I need here for that. I need 2 flying geese for every flower, and we're going to be making 3 flowers. This was my sample, which obviously I probably could have used for the table runner, but we're going to make a third one anyway, because I actually want to add some borders to this one and put it up on the wall up back there, because I really like the block. I think it's just really pretty. So I'm probably going to make another, like I did for the, you guys can't see it, for my cat block here, for Angel's cat block. I'm probably going to do something similar for this one here as well. So let's just make sure I got the fabric correctly. Now I've got a tone-on-tone white fabric here. You guys probably can't see it very well. Yeah, the lighting in here is too bad. It's a tone-on-tone white fabric, so I got to make sure that I'm getting it on the correct side. So just making sure everything is working correctly. Let me flip out my foot. I have my 1/4 inch pressure foot in there right now. We're going to pull that out. Put this one in. I'm so completely unprepared today. My goodness. Wrong foot. I still got my keyboard out. Iron isn't on yet. My goodness. Turn that on as well. There we go. Terry says, when I was retiring, I had an app on my phone to count down the days. That is fantastic. I have an app on my phone I used to have an app on my phone to count down Christmas. Retirement is a very long way away from me, so But congratulations to all of you. All right, so flying geese. We're going to start with one side. Go ahead and roll those up. Iron them up. You guys know how to make flying geese. This is nothing new. Nothing new for you guys. Just want to make sure I don't screw that up. There we go. All right, let me match these up. Go. So what is everybody else? What are your plans for Mother's Day? What's everybody else working on this week? How is everybody's week going? Fill me in. Tell me what's been happening. Other than suffering from horrible allergies these last couple of days, I have been doing pretty well. Susan says, I have just 22 full working days left and a smidge on the very last, very, very short day. Wow, that's awesome, Susan. Congratulations. That's really exciting for you. That's really, really, truly exciting. Brat46 says, I need to start a cobbler apron. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Is that for you or is it a gift for somebody else? Hi, Sandra. Good morning. She says, hello, all. Happy Mother's Day. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. You did a little bit. Are you still on vacation or did you just do a little bit of a road trip? I was following you on Facebook and you were doing some excursioning. I'm not sure if that was a short trip or... Terry says, I'm cutting out a purse pattern that I bought and never made. I need to catch up. Terry, I saw Terry posted a picture on Kathy's page, Becca's page, somebody's page. I don't remember whose page it was. She posted a picture of a beautiful purse that she made. It looked like it was either leather or faux leather. Maybe it was a vinyl. Really, really pretty. I liked the color. It was definitely a color that Mama Joyce would use. Mama Joyce likes to use the brown purses. I'm more of a bright colored person myself. I know that seems really weird. But my purses are actually like purples and blacks. I like blacks too. But yeah, Mama Joyce uses a lot of the browns and the neutral tone colors. Alright, so we've got those set up. I'm going to grab my... Forgot to pull down my clapper. Let me grab that real quick. I like to use the clapper when I'm ironing up the flying geese so that the pieces stay nice and flat for me. Because otherwise I find like after you've trimmed them especially, they tend to curl. So I trying to lay those nice and flat if I can. So we're going to go ahead and iron up all of these first sides. Hi Carrie, good morning. Susan says, I am starting hand quilting one of my MT UFOs from the pandemic area. My goodness. Well, I have quite a few UFOs myself. Most of them are table runners. I actually have one that I'm going to pull out here soon. It's a patriotic one. I want to try and get that one finished up. Judy says, I have a quilt to get binding on and prepping another for a long arm. That sounds exciting. Sylvie says, what kind of fabric are you using? She's asking Brat46 what kind of fabric they're using for the apron. Just a reminder, guys, make sure you're posting pictures of your projects on our Facebook and our Instagram. I'd love to see what you guys are working on. It really keeps me inspired. Plus, I think it keeps everybody inspired. And who doesn't love to show up the projects that they're working on? So your Facebook is a great place to do that. Instagram is also another great place to do that. If you don't have either one of those and you still want to share your pictures with the group, You can also email them to me, and I'm happy to post them on your behalf. All you need to do is email me the pictures, tell me who you are, in a basic city and state of where you're from, and what the name of the project is. If you want me to include a link to a pattern or anything else, I'm happy to do so. My email address is at the bottom of every single one of my videos. You can also do ! email and chat. I'll give you a link that way as well. Well, it won't give you a link, but it'll tell you what it is. My scissors. Excuse me. Hi, Teresa. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Thanks so much for joining us. All right. I'm going to go ahead and trim up these small triangle pieces. And then we'll get the other side sewn on. These are those infamous heavy scissors that Mama Joyce likes to refer to them as. They are pretty heavy, but they cut so nice. They work really, really well. I love them. Sandra says, finished a top yesterday, and of course I'm making it larger to fit a bed, and started on the one surprise. I feel like if you don't have at least 3 to 4 projects going at one time, then you're really not a true sewer, I feel like. Speaking of projects, we're going to be starting on a new one here soon now that we have finished up our Tropics project. I can't believe we finally finished that one. It's so amazing. We're going to be starting on another one soon. I have to get it prepped and ready to go. May and June are kind of busy months for me, so I'm kind of scrambling a bit to kind of keep up, and that's why I never posted a schedule for May. I do apologize for that. And I've got a couple of weekends in June that we're going to have to skip through because of some scheduling conflicts I've got going on. I've got a couple of family vacations planned that I need to go to. Well, I don't need to, but I want to. Trying to keep you guys updated on all that stuff. All right. Oh, what happened there? These are like just too small that I have to be really careful and pay close attention to what I'm doing. Jean says, sorry, my son called as soon as you started, so I haven't heard anything until now. No, Jean, don't you worry about it. Your family is way, way more important than some silly YouTube channel. I'm just glad you're here with us. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope he was calling to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Well, just to catch you up, we are working on a Tulip Table runner. There's a pattern listed in the description box below that you can follow if you choose. Super simple and easy to do. I've got an example there on the wall right next to me. Really easy to work with. I was a little concerned about it at first, but it's just, quilting is just amazing to me. Piecing is just amazing to me that you can take these geometric shapes of things and turn them into these beautiful these beautiful pieces. Like this. I mean, who would have thought that is just made with some squares and some triangles? I mean, really, it's it always fascinates me, these pattern makers and how they're able to come up with these things. I am not talented enough to be able to come up with my own pattern. It's just not a skill that I currently possess. Maybe years from now, when I have a lot more years of expertise under my belt, it might be something I could get into. But right now, I don't. So I rely heavily on everybody else's creativities. And some of these patterns are just so amazing. Like, how did you even think to come up with that? Like, I'm following a group right now on Instagram, and I haven't bought any of the patterns yet, but I fully intend to. They're cars. They're like antique cars, like different types of cars, and none of it is paper piecing. It's all regular piecing. I mean, some of them are pretty small pieces, but it just fascinates me. Like, how did you even manage to do that? Like, it just fascinates me that people are able to come up with stuff. Now, I know that there are some programs out there that can help you create patterns for sure. I know there's some stuff out there, like you can download pictures and it'll create a pattern for you. I know there's that stuff out there, but it just still fascinates me. Lucas says I have to go stop again, going to help my mom with whatever she needs. No, absolutely, Lucas, 100%. We appreciate you stopping in. Say hello to your mom for me. Wish her a happy Mother's Day. Absolutely, 100%. That is where you should be, is spending time with her. Doing whatever it is she tells you to do today. Of course, he's a good kid. He usually does what his mom tells him to do anyway. He does basically what everybody tells him to do. Oh, yes, he lives in Wyoming. Okay, I got you, Gene. Allergies are kicking my butt the last few days. I took some allergy meds, but I'm still like sniffly. So right now we're making the flying geese, which is basically the petals of the tulip. You can see them here at the top. Those are the 2 flying geese that we're making. We're making a total of 3 blocks for this particular table runner. It goes together really quickly. It really does. I mean, it may not seem like it at this particular moment, but I promise you it goes together pretty quickly. I think I put that whole thing together in about 30 minutes yesterday. I was really surprised at how quick it went together. When I'm doing special blocks like this, I always like to put one together off camera, just to kind of work out the kinks of my misunderstandings and things like that. So I'm not just struggling on the camera. So that's why I did put one together last night, just to make sure that I could do it. Go. Let those sit for just a second. I'm going to grab them to drink from my fancy dancy coffee mug. Yum, yum, yum. All right. Let's go ahead and trim these up, and then we can get on to the rest of it. Susan says she made her older daughter a door banner with pieced tulips. She loves it. I love tulips. Tulips are one of my favorite flowers. They're just so cheerful. They're just such a cheerful flower. Tulips are definitely one of my favorites. Carnations are my absolute 100% favorite. I love them. I think they're so versatile. They come in so many different colors. They're a hardy flower, so they last quite a while. I really love them. They're one of my favorites. But tulips are another favorite of mine. And I don't know if you know this or not. Maybe you do already. But if you have tulips in a vase, not in the ground, but actually in a vase, if you throw a penny into the bottom of the vase, something about the penny, and I don't know what it is. It's obviously something to do with the metal, but it reacts with the water and the flower and it makes the stems go straight again. And I've proven this. I've done this myself. The tulips have a tendency to kind of tip over on you when they get a little old. And so you throw a penny in, and then by the next day, they're standing back up. I don't know what it is about the penny. I'm sure there's some scientists out there that could tell us. But there's something to do with the penny that puts it all together. That keeps it straight for us. I'm not sure what it is, but something. All right, let me flip over my foot for a second. We're going to sew 2 of these up next to each other to make that top piece there. Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yum. Sylvia says, I'm making tortillas and beans today. My partner is in charge of meat and salsa. Yum, yum, yum. Jean says, just save the pattern as a PDF to do later. Thank you. No problem. I'm glad. I actually had to kind of like, it wouldn't print very well for me. It was kind of like weird. So I went ahead and bookmarked the page, and then I took the instructions and the pictures and I copied and pasted them into a document and then saved the document for myself. I obviously won't share that document with anyone else. It is strictly for myself. But yeah, that's what I had to do because the PDF just didn't really work very well for me. I struggled with it, so. But I think it's really cute, and it's a finished. It's 6.5 by 12.5, like this, and then obviously by the time you finish it with whatever you're doing, it would be a 6 by 12. So I went ahead and pulled up some sashing for it. You can make the block just by itself, or you can make it as a table runner, whatever you want to do. We are making it as a table runner today. That's what we are doing. We're making 3 blocks, and we're going to add sashing in between them. Yep. She said she saved the bookmark and then printed it as a PDF using her printer app. Yep. There used to be an app, and I don't know if it's still available or not. For those of you who do not have Adobe and still want to print things up as a PDF, I think Microsoft actually has their own now, quote-unquote printer, but there's also an app that you could download called Cute PDF, C-U-T-E PDF. That would basically do the same thing. It would create it as a PDF for you. Now this first block here, I'm actually pressing the seams open as opposed to going one side or the other because there's a little bit of bulk in the corners there with the flying geese. So I'm going to just do them open. But everything else I'll press towards the dark side. Brat46 says, telling Sylvia, if you mean like a barn dance, you could use a plaid twill cloth material. These sometimes use petticoats. Must be talking about a project. I must have missed another. Must be talking about a project. I think it's great that you guys share your expertise with each other and advice and things like that. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I am truly grateful for it. I make Lucas, and Lucas is obviously not here right now, but I'd make him take a lot of notes on that stuff. Because then I add them. I have an actual binder You guys can barely see it. It's this colored binder right here. I actually have a binder that I keep all those notes in so that when I'm looking for something specific, I can look there for it. Susan says, since I no longer have a working printer, I save to my laptop or phone, take it to my tablet or for cutting and sewing instructions. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. I do still have a working printer, so I use my printer sometimes, but yeah, that works too. All right. Quite a few watching today. A lot more than I expected. Numbers are much higher than I expected. So, good morning, all of you. Welcome. Happy Mother's Day. Just because you're not in chat doesn't mean I don't want you to know that I know you're there. So, thank you. All right. So, while those are cooling off, I have to check the directions again because I can't remember which step is next. I believe oh yeah. Okay. So, we are attaching these to the main blocks. These bigger pieces here, so let me grab those. There we go. Those scissors, they're huge and they're always in the way. All right. Let's go ahead and attach these up to one side. Things are being a little wonky at the moment, so nice. I want to make sure I'm holding everything nice and straight. There really are no matching seams on this particular project. And there's not a whole lot of overlapping seams either, which I thought was really nice. There's really only like, I think, one place where the seams kind of overlap a little bit. But for the most part, it goes together really well. Probably didn't want to do that first. One. Let's go ahead and get the other two sewn up now. Super quick and easy. And even cutting it, the instructions were really easy to cut. There wasn't anything too crazy. It's all squares and rectangles. No crazy weird sizes or anything to have to do. I hate it when a pattern has like weird measurements, like 5/8 or it's just, they always throw me off and I have to sit there and count the little lines on the ruler in order to figure it out. You know, quarter, I can do that. Half, quarter, 3/4, those I can do. But anything smaller than that, and I struggle a little bit. Anybody have any fun Mother's Day plans? Going to brunches or family over? Or my ex-in-laws used to have a brunch barbecue for Mother's Day and for Father's Day. It was really nice. All the kids would come together, and sometimes they do like kid that's because all the kids were little at about the same time, so they would do a lot of kid activities like egg hunts, like Easter egg hunts kind of things, stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. Press these down. Big Joe, good morning. He says, hello, beautiful lady. Hope you're having a great day. Well, thank you so much for that, Joe. I appreciate that. Good morning. It's so great to see you. I've not seen your name in chat before, so welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. One more. We are making a tulip table runner today. We're starting with 3 tulip blocks, and we're going to put some sashing in between them. So right now we're working on the actual tulip block itself. It actually goes together pretty quickly, but being on the channel and chatting with you guys and trying to keep up, things are usually slowed down. That block there took me about 30 minutes to do by myself, without any distractions. All right, so here's what we got so far. Ouch, fingers hot, 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 hot. We got the top of it so far. Set that off to the side. And then we're going to be putting together the leaves. So I'm going to take all of my smaller pieces here. I'm going to have to do some marking up. Let me just make sure that these are all the right way. So that's side down, that side down. There we go. All right, let's mark these up real quick. Again, I'm using just a regular number 2 pencil, just a really light line. That I have found to be the best marking tool in the world for these, in these situations, and I think it works really well. So we're just going to mark these up really quickly. Susan says, I have no plans other than church and hand quilting, Danny. If my daughter who lives here wants to do something great. If not, that's fine. Chloe says, no plans. I have to work tonight. Oh, sorry to hear that. Jean says, no plans other than moving thousands of yards of fabric around in here today. Are you reorganizing, Jean? Or Chloe says, my husband and kids are going to his dad's house for her birthday party. Oh, that's fun. Happy birthday to him. Got a bunch of pieces here to mark up, so I'm trying to... I should have marked these up off camera. I apologize. But, it's all part of the process, right? So we're just gonna... If I had a bigger space, I could probably line up more than one at a time and do more than one at a time, but that's okay. If you have the... excuse me a minute while I go downstairs. If you have the tape, I forget what it's called, the diagonal sewing tape on your machine, then you probably don't need to mark these up. You can probably just use the tape. But I like to mark them up anyway. I don't have any diagonal sewing tape. I probably should get some. I used to have just a piece of washi tape on my machine. That worked just fine. I didn't necessarily need the diagonal tape, but it fell off and I never replaced it. So right now I'm just drawing lines. Troll? Where is the troll? Uh-oh. Big Joe needs to be kicked off. What's happening? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna stop. Thanks, guys, for catching that. Thank you. Yeah. Give me just a second. Okay. You know, even with the, thanks, guys, for showing that. I appreciate that. I didn't see it. Yeah, that's not really something that we appreciate on this channel, so thanks for that. Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about that. Doing a little bit of admin work. Welcome to the channel. Hi, Mike. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you are here for good reasons and not bad ones. Yeah, it happens. It happens. So, yeah, he's been removed. Yeah, he's been hidden and removed. So, sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Susan, for reporting it as well. Good morning. Welcome, Mike. You'll have 5 minutes before you can participate in chat. Hopefully you're here for quilting reasons. You know, there's always somebody. That's the first time that's happened. But thanks, guys, for that. Lucas usually grabs that stuff pretty quickly for me. He's great about that, but I appreciate it. Anyway, back to what we were doing. We were working on our tulip project. Even with the subscription, you still can't get that stuff out of there. So, anyway. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the channel. Michelle is a new subscriber to the channel. I saw that she had subscribed to the channel just a few days ago. So, welcome. So great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. I'm glad, Terry. Good. You know, just after like 10 seconds of great guy. Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I apologize. I was just kind of a little oversensitive to that. So please, Mike, I hope you don't take any offense to that at all. I was just a little oversensitive, I guess. My apologies. I'm glad that you're here. I'm welcome. Please, I do try to welcome everybody. Happy Sunday morning to you. Yeah, constant vigilance. There you go. Yeah, I try. Thank you for catching that. All right, so we have marked up the pieces now. Whew. There's a little bit of excitement for the morning, wasn't it? Alrighty. So we're going to take 2 of each of these for the bottom of our tulips, and then we're also going to be making our leaves. So let me pull the fabric out for our leaves. I have to be careful with the leaves because they're opposites. So I need 3 that go one way and 3 that go to another. So let me just grab them and separate them so that I remember. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. Welcome to the channel. Or welcome back to the channel, I should say. Happy Sunday morning to you. Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope you're well. Kelly is another one of our content creator friends. If you're not already subscribed to her channel, make sure you go check it out. She is extremely talented. She does amazing work. She's so much fun to hang out with. Terry is also a content creator friend. I'm sorry I failed to mention that. She does a lot of machine rebuilds, sewing machine rebuilds. And she's super talented at what she's doing there. Some of them are just, I mean, she just does a fantastic job. They're just so gorgeous. I really enjoy watching the process that she follows to try and make, to refurbish these. She really takes an older machine and brings it completely back to life. It's amazing to see. All right. Hi, Mike. A whole sewing family here. Well, that's fantastic. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. I apologize again for being a little oversensitive there for a second. Yeah. All right. We are rocking and rolling now. We are making a tulip table runner today. Right now I'm putting together the leaves. You can see the tulip black there next to me. That's what we are making. Yes, Terry puts a lot of work into those sewing machines. Terry, yep, we sew, we gamble, we chat. Absolutely, 100%. Mike, Michelle, if you guys have any questions about the channel, please feel free to ask. My moderator has skipped out. He is spending the day with his family. There's no reason. There's no worries about that at all. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Otherwise, hang out, have some fun, chat along with us. Hi, Gazella. Good morning. I saw you popped into our last live stream last week, like just as I was getting ready to turn the camera off. So I apologize that I missed you last week. But thank you so much for joining us anyway. Appreciated you being there. All right. Now I need to pull these back out again and sew them up again. Michelle says, I usually end up watching replay or just lurking, LOL, but a lot of my quilty family is here. Yes, Mom, Michelle, we're glad that you're here as well. And thank you so much for watching the replays. We appreciate you being here. So if you've watched the replays, then you kind of know what all the thimbles stuff is about and everything else. But if you do have any questions, please feel free. And now that you're watching a live stream, you're actually able to earn the thimbles yourself. And, well, Fern King, I haven't seen Fern on, but I did see her. Yes, Terry says, shout out to all those still lurking. We really appreciate you being here. Absolutely, Terry, 100%. I do try to give them a shout out as much as I can. Because I know there are some people that are, they're busy in their sewing rooms. That's, that's why they're lurking. So I truly appreciate everybody that watches. Both in the chat, out of the chat, live, replay, whatever. I just really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm truly honored by that. Never in a million years, even when I started this channel, did I truly believe that as many people that watch my channel would actually watch it. I never expected there to have this many viewers or this many subscribers. So thank you for that. And we are just moving right along here with our leaves. Crafty wife and hubby. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Michelle. Nothing. My husband, Mr. Wizard. That's why I call him Mr. Wizard. He does models, and he works on car models, and he also does planes as well. He's just recently started getting into planes. Every once in a while on the channel, if you're a lurker, then you know this already, but every once in a while on the channel, I'll give you guys a bit of a show and tell of what he's been working on. He's not a sewer. I mean, he knows enough of the terminology from watching our channel all the time to kind of be able to follow along. And he does watch my live streams as much as he can, which I think is just super sweet. But he, for the most part, he's in his studio, which is out in the garage, working on his model cars. My entire house is filled with toy cars. But that's okay. That's okay. And then you guys know our moderator Lucas has recently started learning how to sew as well, so that's exciting. Excited for him. He's going to actually have a project he's going to be working on here on the channel probably in June. We were going to start it in May, but he's having a little bit of a scheduling issues with his practice, so I want him to kind of wait a little bit on that. My hubby likes to participate by delivering all of my mail hauls out to the cottage. There you go. You know what? They are there to help us out. They're there for help all the time. Last week, I think it was last week, I was working on a project, and you guys see my rulers here. I went to go grab one of my rulers, and I don't know what I did, but somehow I managed to pick one up and it flew. So weird. It flew and it went way back there behind the cabinet, and there's no way that my little go-go gadget arms don't go back there. They couldn't reach back there. So and Mr. Wizard is taller than I am. He's got longer arms than I do. So I called him and I said, I need your help. I'm I can't get to it. I'm I can't reach it. So he was able to reach back there and get it, but it was just oh my gosh. I'm I couldn't. I'm I was gonna have to move the whole cabinet, and it was one of the rulers that I use a lot, so I really needed to have it. Yeah, it was just so funny. So yeah, so he's there to help with that kind of stuff. He's much taller than I am, so he's able to help with a lot of that stuff, which comes in really handy, except it can also be a bit obnoxious sometimes, because he has a tendency to put things on top, in my kitchen. If Mr. Wizard didn't live here, there would be absolutely nothing on the top shelves of all of my kitchen cabinets, because I can't reach them, So he puts stuff up there all the time, and every once in a while I'm nope, now you gotta get it for me, because I can't reach it. He likes to put stuff up there, and then I can't reach it. Same thing in my laundry room. My kitchen cabinets in my laundry room are really tall. Because I had them put them up that high because I wanted a lot of space between the bottom of the cabinet and the counter. But the problem is I really can't reach anything in them. So Mr. Wizard has to get it all for me. Okay, there's those. I've got one more side to sew up, and then we'll start pressing on these, and I'll show you guys what those look like as we're pressing them up. Yeah, Kelly, my husband's 6'2", I'm 5'3". Mr. Wizard is 5'11" and 3/4", I think he said. At least according to the military. He just says he's 6 foot tall, but yeah, technically according to the military, he's 5'11" and 3/4. They wouldn't give him the 1/4 of an inch. Susan's got to head out. No worries, Susan. We completely understand. It is a holiday after all. Make sure you spend time with your friends and family. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here, even if it was only for a few minutes. Excuse me. And she said she's going to head out to church. Well, have a good day. I realize that Sunday mornings can be inconvenient for a lot of folks because they are in church. I understand that. That's what the replays are for. If you are watching this as a replay later, please say hello in the comments box below. I'd love to know that you're there. I'd love to be able to chat with you, say hello. Thank you in person for watching, for hanging out with me. And I'll just give everybody a quick reminder that is watching right now. If you could give this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Just kind of lets everybody know that you like this video. Lets YouTube know that you like this channel and this video. Grab a drink real quick. Kathy, good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you. Kathy is here in chat. We appreciate you being here. Oh, looks like my that turned off, so let's turn that back on. I still can't believe that earlier. The troll. That was so weird. I can't say that that's ever happened to the channel before. We've had spammers before, but I've never had somebody that actually got through the subscription portion and then still was a troll. That's just so weird. It's like what would possess somebody to even do that? Like, it's just so weird. So weird. And of course, it always happens on the days when Lucas isn't here. There's always something weird that happens when he's not here. I tell him all the time I really need him here because I need him because he there's always something that happens. So it's just so weird. Rat46 looks like for some reason it says that you had to oh, maybe it's just saying hi to you. Never mind. I'm sorry. It must not have said hello to you before. Kelly says, I have to go. Son and his girlfriend are currently vacuuming. I have to mop the bathroom too. Oh my gosh, vacuuming, that's fantastic. I can't even get my kids to vacuum, let alone getting their significant others to do it for me. What is your trick there, Kelly? I need to know. But it was great hanging out with you today. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you so much for being here. Every week, not just this week, but every week you're here, and I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you go subscribe to Kelly's channel. She does a lot of really cool things over there. You can do ! Kelly in chat, and it should give you a link. I really appreciate it. Oh, I see. I got you. So you dropped out and came back in. I understand. No worries. All right. Laying those down. doing a lot of ironing here for a second. We've got, because I am making 3 blocks at a time, so that's why things are running a little bit slow. That's why it's taking us a little bit longer to do things, but that's okay. Once we've got these pieces done, putting this thing together is going to be a breeze, because now we just have to assemble the whole thing. Right now we're making this block here. We've just put these 2 corners on here, so I'll trim those up here in just a second. We've also made the 2 leaves here, so I've got to trim up these corners here. But once those are trimmed up, then we attach 2 solid blocks here, or 2 background pieces here to the stem, and then we just put these 2 pieces together and we're done. And that is it for the block. And then I've got some stashing here that we're going to be attaching as well, so we will have the full quilt hill here up together pretty quickly. Like I said, the block goes together really, really fast. It's just a matter of, you know, obviously I'm trying to manage my YouTube channel as I'm talking to you guys about this, and manage trolls. That's weird. And then, you know, trying to make 3 of them at a time too. So it's just, the troll is just, it's gonna bug me. You try to do everything you can to keep that out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But thanks, guys, for catching that so quickly. I appreciate it. I know you guys got my back. But, you know, that just tells me that my channel is popular enough that the trolls have found me. Jean wants to know if late night is this coming weekend. No, Jean, it is not. We actually it was supposed to be, but we actually have we have a family obligation, so it's going to be another week. So it's going to be pretty late this month. We are looking at, hold on, let me just check the calendar here. The 25th, so the last weekend of May is actually when we're going to be doing our After Dark edition for Clue 4. I think it's Clue 4. I got the package in the mail. I'm looking to see. I'm pretty sure it's Clue 4. So we'll be doing Clue 4 on the 25th. I'm sorry for the lateness of it. Like I said, we had a family obligation that we had to do on the 18th, so we weren't able to do it then. And then in June, I think June is also going to be late as well, because same thing, we have some family stuff going on. But after that, we'll be back on schedule for the second week of the month. Hang on, I've got stuff working here. So, yeah. So, if you can't make it, I understand. Jean says, okay, thank you. You know I'm with her. Yeah, Jean, so you got 2 more weeks to buy that case of wine. Don't bother with the bottles. Just get the whole case. You only live once, right? Speaking of grain-based beverages, we'll go with that route. You guys know that my daughters, Tony and Taylor, both turned 21 in March. And so I actually sent Tony for her first... I sent her to be a mule for me and pick up... Shh, our secret. Yeah, right. Shh, don't tell anybody. Yeah. I sent her to pick up my first request for beverages. So I sent her to the liquor store to get something for me. So that was pretty cool. She has purchased her own for herself. She's not a heavy drinker, but she does enjoy some of the the malt beverages, the Smirnoff ices and things like that. She likes the spiked coffees and iced teas, things of that nature. That was pretty neat. I got to send her out. But yes, the next After Dark edition, I'll probably have... I have to check again. I'll try to get that up on the channel here soon. But it will be the 25th. Saturday evening, the 25th. It starts at 6:30 Central Time. Usually we run about 2 hours, but it just depends on how long it takes us to put the clue together. And the more beverages we partake in, the longer it takes. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Lots of people playing the heist game and the slots games today. I'm just waiting for these to cool down for a second. Sylvia says, I won't be in till mid-June. I'm off tomorrow. No problem, Sylvia. We understand. I think it is still a command. It does still work, yeah. The exclamation point drink does still work. Oh, you'll be traveling. Oh, fantastic. Well, good for you. You'll always be able to catch the replay later, and I strongly recommend doing that because those are fun. Those are a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun every time I'm in front of the camera, but those are a little bit extra fun, just because it's my mom and her girlfriend Cheryl, so her friend Cheryl, so they have a good time. All right, so now we're going to attach these background blocks to the tops of our leaves. So let me... Oh, wait, I have to trim them first. I didn't trim any of this. I have to trim this first. I'm like, why is it so thick? Yeah, because you have to trim it first. Duh. I'm all distracted. There we go. Let's do some trimming. I don't keep these little bitty triangles. You probably could. Like, I could go back and sew them again and then keep them, sew them up together and then keep them. But I don't. Probably could, but I don't. In fact, I was, when I was cutting up these pieces, I was adding scraps to my scrap bags here, and I'm like, my goodness, I have way too many scraps. I need to figure out what to do with these. So sometime in the near future, I will be looking for scrap projects to try and get rid of some of these scraps. I know there's a bunch of different projects out there, and I'm sure everybody has a different thing that they use them for. I usually use them as practice. I've got a couple of sewing students that come over, so I usually go in there and just grab a bunch of pieces and start sewing them up together and pulling them back apart and things like that. So that's usually what I use some of my scraps for, but I have way more scraps than I have students, so I need to start using them for something. Or give them away, one of the two. So, if you're a person that loves working with scrap fabrics, little pieces of scrap fabrics, let me know, because you just never know. I might just send you some stuff. So send me an email if you're a big fan of scraps in various sizes. I keep anything that's like I basically keep anything that's at least an inch, 1 inch wide pieces. But my scraps range in size. Okay. Carrie, looks like you're low on your thimbles there. I can get you some more if you need. Give me just a minute here. Is anybody else low on their thimbles? Does anybody else need more? I know that Michelle and Mike, if you guys are interested, I can get you some too. Might as well do them all at once. Again, if Lucas was here, he'd have taken care of that already. He's on top of that stuff. I take for granted sometimes how much he actually does for the channel. I mean, he does a lot for the channel. He really does. I take for granted sometimes how much he does. I try to thank him and spoil him with gifts. I gave him some merch a couple weeks ago. He's got a t-shirt. Our logo on it. probably wears it as a... It was a first run, and so it wasn't that great of a design or whatever, so I'm sure he doesn't wear it in public, and that's okay. I don't blame him for that. There we go. All right. Excuse me. Give me just a second here. Let me do some maintenance. Let's see. Need a keyboard. Give me just a second. Just doing a little bit of maintenance here real quick, guys. Giving our new subscribers a handful of thimbles to play with. Shell. Delete Big Joe while I'm here. Oh, there's Mike. Wow, Mike, you've already earned 100 thimbles. Congratulations. There you go. All right. Spinach dip veggie lasagna before. Ooh, that sounds amazing. I've not made it, but it sounds amazing. I can take care of that for you, Gazella. You said Sylvia. Let me see if I can find it. Sylvia. Yeah, I can absolutely take care of that for you. Give me just a second. If I can type, that would help, right? If you give me just a minute, I can find it. I have to find her in the list. It takes a minute. I realize this isn't exactly exciting, guys. I apologize for that. I just want to take care of this real quick, and then we will get back to our project, since I'm in here anyway. Normally, Lucas takes care of all this for me, and so he can take his time trying to find it. There is a command to give thimbles, but for some reason it is not working today. I'm not sure why. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry. Oh, here it is. There we go. Yeah, I've made lasagna with spinach before. You're welcome, Mike. No problem. Okay. All right. Back to out of the admin stuff and back to sewing. Sorry about that. Okay. Now at least you guys have a little bit more to play with. We like to try and give new subscribers and new well, I mean, we'd like to try and give them away. We don't want anybody to be without. The whole idea of this channel is to have fun, and if you run out of thimbles, well, then you're not having any fun. Or you had so much fun that you ran out. So we want to fix that for you. So Where's that one? Here it is. Okay, let me flip up my foot again. I like to use the 1/4 inch presser foot as much as I can. So then that way I know that my seams are a really good 1/4 inch. All right. This is basically the last step before we start putting our blocks together. We'll be attaching the leaf stem to these pieces. And then we'll be adding sashing. Whoa. Bye, Jean. Thanks so much for joining us today. She says, duty calls. No problem. We understand. You have a great day. Happy Mother's Day again. One, two, four. Okay, 6. Okay. Just making sure. I'm going to press all of these towards the top there real quick. Only take a second. Iron went cold. Over. All right. All right. Okay, now we've got our 3 stems here. We're going to be adding those on. Sew these up here real quick. Just a little too close to the edge there. Got jammed up. Let's try that again, shall we? A little bit further back. There we go. There we go. There we go. but not least, this one here. All right. Oh no, Mike, I'm sorry to hear you lost your thimbles. I can get you more later on. You wait a few minutes though, you'll earn some more. You are earning thimbles as you're watching. I think it's 25 thimbles for every 5 minutes of watching or 10 minutes watching, and then you earn a couple more every time you participate in chat. So you are earning some then as well. But obviously the slots and the heist games are the fastest way to earn more. But as you can see, you can also, but as you've just seen, you can also lose them too. So you have to be careful. Got to be careful with them. No money ever exchanges hands, and you can win real prizes. You can earn real prizes. So you earn enough thimbles and then you redeem them in for real prizes, which I mail to you. As long as you're within the US or Canada, I can get them out to you. Just make sure this one's lined up. There we go. We are just about done with these blocks. They go together pretty quickly. The hardest part was those triangles. Once we got those triangles done, everything else goes together really, really quickly. Sandra says, yes, the prizes are great ones. Well, Sandra, that's very kind of you. Thank you for that. If you're interested to know what those prizes are, you can do exclamation point prizes in chat. It'll give you a list of the prizes, and it'll give you a list of how many thimbles you need to earn in order to win those prizes. So, they sound like a lot, but you can earn them pretty quickly when you're playing the slot games. Those slot games can make you earn them. I know some of the subscribers that are able to turn in their thimbles almost every live stream just from playing the slots games, but it does take a little bit to build up your bank. Takes a couple of live streams to build it. And then there's some that just like to hang on to them. And that's okay too. Nothing wrong with that. Mike says, don't worry, I'm here for the sew. Well, that's good, Mike. I'm glad. But, there's always a little bit of gambling involved as well. A little bit of fun music, a little bit of gambling, lots of chat. We like to chat about all kinds of stuff here on this channel. And we like to make fun of the trolls. No, I'm just kidding. This troll thing has just got me all wrapped up. It's rattling around in my brain. All right, so this is the bottom of our block. You can see it looks like an arrow. It's kind of cute. Thank you, Mike. She says, really cute tulips. Thank you. We're making a tulip table runner. Now we're just going to put these pieces together. All right. My phone is going off, and I'm going to turn that fan on because I'm really warm. We are just attaching the top and the bottoms of our tulips together, and then they are all done. Then we will just add our sashing, and we will be ready to go. Hey, look at that, Mike. You won 100 thimbles now. See, you can earn them back pretty quickly. Sometimes Streamlabs can be very unforgiving. Usually in those cases, we like to hug the bot. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes not. Mike has started a heist. He's really enjoying these thimbles. There is nothing wrong with that. I think it's fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am very glad that you are enjoying it. All right. There's one tulip done. One done. Can you guys see it? Pull it back a little bit. There. One done. Super quick, super easy. There are 2 flying geese, a couple of snowballs, and that's it. Super quick, super easy. I have my sashing pieces already cut, so we're going to go ahead and attach those. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, so let's attach the pieces. So what I want to do, my vision for this was a purple, and then a piece of sashing. Okay. Hi, Katie! Happy Mother's Day! And then this one, and then this one on this side. So it's not a very big one. I have this 4th one here. I probably could add to it if I wanted to, but I didn't cut my sashing long enough to do that with, so it's okay. All right, so let's grab our sashing pieces that I've already pre-cut. We're going to add those. I have 4 side pieces and then a top and a bottom. So for this block, we're going to add 2. We're going to add 1 to one side and 1 to the other. Takes a second to get it off started. Once you get it going though, it works pretty good. As I mentioned before, the blacks end are unfinished, are 6.5 by 12.5. So I went ahead and just cut 12.5-inch strips for my sashing pieces. I'm going to add them all to the same side. That first tip right there sometimes gets caught up in the machine because it's got a little bit of bulk in that seam. So go a little slow. Get it going. A garden of tulips. Yeah, this would be really nice as a full-size quilt, or even a much larger pattern. Or what you could do is you could also make like a different type of flower too. You can make like, there's a round flower that you can make. Excuse me. It's almost like the reverse star pattern to make this round flower. It's really cool and neat. But you could have made the round flower and then the tulips, and you could have done like every other. That would have looked really cool too. This is a little bit of a smaller table runner than a traditional table runner. It's a little bit shorter. I think it finishes at 27 and a half inches. I think 27 and a half inches long. So it's just a little one, but that's okay. Look at that, Mike. Now you even won the heist. Congratulations. All right. Let's get these pushed over. I need to add one more strip to one of these. Just gonna finger press them down for right now. Hi, Gladys. Gazella would like to give Sandra 5,000 thimbles. Sandra, Gazella, I can do that later on. I'm not going to do it right this second, but I can do that for you later on. The command is not working for whatever reason, so I can make a note here. Gazella to Sandra K. 5,000. I can make that for you later. There's a command that if you do exclamation point give, and then you put in the user's name and then the amount of thimbles, it's supposed to work. Or maybe it's the thimbles and then the username. It's supposed to work, but for sometimes it just doesn't work. And it does not appear to be working today. So I can do it manually. I'll do it off camera. I did a couple of adjustments earlier, but I'll do it off camera for you. So when she comes back next week, she'll have them. But yes, if I think they were talking about the chatbot. The chatbot is not on until after I officially go live on my channel. The chatbot does not work until then. So you can't you're not earning any thimbles. You can't send anything, play any games, things like that until I officially go live. And it also, when you say hi, it doesn't register that you said hi until after I go live. So there is a time limit on it too. So when we have really long streams, sometimes it gets kind of caught up in that as well. But no problem. Hi, Brenda. Thank you. Brenda said she's stopping in to say hi to everybody, and she says those flowers are really cute. They are really cute. I'm really enjoying this. I'm glad I picked the colors that I did. I'm really happy with it so far. I hear Mr. Wizard talking to somebody, so I think that one of my daughters might be home. That or he's on the phone with somebody. One of the two. Or he's talking to the dogs. He does that a lot too. He talks to the dogs quite a bit. He talks to them quite a bit. Sounds like he's actually having a conversation with somebody, so think one of the girls might be home. Gazelle says, I love playing with the thimbles. So fun. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Brenda says, I thought I was on replay. No, not on replay. We're still here. Oops. It's not working today, so let's grab this one here. And then this one here. All right, I want to iron up these seams before I put the tops on. Oh wait, I have one more to put on. So I want to iron up these seams before I put the top rows on. That way everything lays nice and flat. I do prefer that everything lays nice and flat before I'm sewing it up. So sew this last piece on here, and then we'll iron everything up. It's starting to get big. If you guys are just joining me, or you joined earlier and you didn't hear me say it, or you didn't see the pinned message, there is a link in the description box of this video to the pattern. It is a free pattern. It's not a purchase pattern. It is a free one. The tulip block is basically, I think it's like a public domain kind of block. I don't really think anybody can charge for it anymore. Whoa. But I based my project off of the pattern that you see in that link from another blogger. I don't like to take credit if I don't design things. I like to give credit where it's due. And it's very rare that I ever design anything, so. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here for just a second because I need the whole space. We're gonna iron this up real quick. Yes, Gazella, you were just asking about it as I was saying it. Yes, the pattern for this one is in the description box below. Very easy to work with, very easy to do. It's just, the pattern is just for one block. So you do need to multiply the amount of pieces times how many other blocks you want to make. The block ends at 6.5 by 12.5, and then if you add the sashing to it, the actual finished size of the block is actually 12 by 6. So you might need to do a little bit of math to figure out, what size, how many you need to do for the project that you're working on. There we go. I just love it. I think it's just so cute. The pattern that I followed, the tulip was red, and then she just used red and white. But I wanted to do something a little bit more colorful. You guys know I like to be colorful. So that's why I opted for these. I used fat quarters to cut up the pieces, and I still had plenty left over. But that is what it looks like so far. Isn't that adorable? That is just so cute. Kathy says she's got to run. No problem, Kathy. We appreciate it, you being here. All right, so now I'm going to do the top and the bottom. I did make these a little bit longer than they needed to be, so we will need to trim them, but that's okay. That's all right. Oh, someone is trying to come in. Come on in. I am live.
I know.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Everyone, this is my daughter, Tony. You've seen her before. Hi, what you doing? Why are you covering up your shirt?
It says where we live.
Oh, gosh. What town?
Yeah.
Just the town?
Yeah.
It sounds fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate you trying to cover it up, though. It looked awkward. What are you doing? You just hanging out?
Hi.
You just want to say hi?
Yeah. Kevin said you were in the stream soon.
I am. I'm just finishing up. Look at what I've got so far. Isn't this adorable?
They look like tulips.
They are tulips.
Is this what I picked the fabric for?
Yes. This is what you helped me pick the fabric out. I ended up going with the lime green because I think it looked better. But, yeah.
If you told me they were for flowers, I probably would have picked the lime green.
Oh, well. Well, that was the whole point, is I didn't want you guys to know what I was making because I wanted you to just pick the colors. So, but yeah. So we're just putting the top and bottom sashing on. Did you want to sit down and join us for a little bit?
Sure.
You're welcome to sit down and join us.
What is this for?
That's the backing, and that's the pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very rare that my daughters actually join me for a live stream, but they have decided to join me.
Is this what you got in the mail the other day? The cotton cuts one I grabbed?
No, that was clue 4 of my cotton cuts PMQ that I'm working with Grandma on. All right. Did you want to sew?
No, okay.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tony does do her own sewing. She has her own sewing machine. She doesn't do any quilting. She doesn't do nearly the amount of sewing that I do.
I do more hand sewing.
You just need to scoot towards me a little bit. We're just off the camera. It's better. How is Lucas feeling?
His legs hurt.
Yeah, I bet. Do we know what place he finished in?
20th.
20th. Out of how many?
I'm not sure, but his age range was from like 18 to 49.
Oh, wow. So he did pretty good then, 20th.
I don't remember what Jim's was.
Brenda says, hi, Tony. Mike is waving. Brat46 is waving. This is very nice of my daughter to join me for a little while. We're just about done with this table runner, but it's nice of her to join me for a little bit. Like I said, she does have her own sewing machine that Lucas is learning how to sew on right now.
It's not the best. It's not the best.
It's all right. It's still a sewing machine. It is a basic, inexpensive sewing machine. She got it for Christmas as a gift, but those are the best ones to learn how to sew on because you have to do everything manually. And you know, that's the whole point when you do things like this is you want to learn how to do everything first manually, and then you can have the machine do all the fun stuff for you.
Yeah, by the time I got it, though, I'd already taken multiple sewing classes in high school.
Right, yeah, you took, well, there were fashion design classes, weren't they? It's mostly fashion sewing.
Yeah, it was called fashion construction, but...
Yep. I remember when
I took those in middle school and high school.
You and Shannon used to sit down when we had hobby Sundays, you and one of my stepdaughters used to sit down in the kitchen and sew on the sewing machine for Hobby Sunday. Did you ever finish that project? I don't think you did.
Yeah, we did. They were shorts.
Did you finish them, though?
Yeah. I don't have them.
I've always kept my quilting door open, my studio door open to my kids. I've always told them if they ever wanted to join me, they were absolutely welcome to do so. And your sister has actually borrowed my machine before, unbeknownst to me, to make a pillow for her quilt that I made her. Sylvia says, Happy Mother's Day. Yes, Sylvia, Happy Mother's Day to you. Gazelle says, I love playing on your channel. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. Go. That's a piece of scrap. That's a big piece of scrap. We'll put that away later. All right. So up this end here. This tone-on-tone fabric, it's always hard to tell which is the right side and which is not. It takes you a minute. You're like, you gotta really gotta hold it at a bunch of different angles in order to see the shine on it. I was given this white fabric by a subscriber. They donated a bunch of fabric to the channel, which I was so grateful for. I'm always grateful for donations. Never required. Always grateful for them. they donated, I swear, there must have been 6 or 8 yards of this tone-on-tone white fabric. I've used it for all kinds of things, and I still have probably 4 yards. This is not what I wanted to do. I am on the wrong side. I prefer not to do this. I am pulling Jack out, not because I made a mistake, but because I don't like starting on this end. I prefer to start...
You named your seam ripper?
Yes, this is Jack the Ripper.
Ah.
Yes, this is Jack the Ripper, or the divorce lawyer. I also refer to him as the divorce lawyer. I saw a TikTok. This works better. Oh, son of a bitch. It does. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It does work better if it's open. Apparently, if you open the seam and then run the seam ripper through it, it works faster. Something new. Everybody is playing thimbles. I did it again. I prefer my seams to be up, facing me if I can. Because then that way I can watch and make sure that they're going under the needle the way they're supposed to. I can hold them down or do what I need to do with them. So, what are your plans for today? Is Lucas here?
No.
No, he went with his mom, right?
Well, apparently they're not doing Mother's Day next weekend because Rob's sick.
Oh. Or were they supposed to be doing something for Mother's Day? Like a party or something?
No, Rob and his girlfriend were supposed to come over and they were supposed to help plant stuff in the backyard.
Rob is a brother?
Yeah, Lori's first son.
Lori's oldest son.
Yes. But he called her this morning and said that he was sick, so they're doing it next weekend.
Well, Grandma Joyce, or as we refer to her as Mama Joyce, was supposed to be here with me today as well, but she said she's not feeling well either. So there must be something going around. So make sure you send her a note.
I was just at her house yesterday.
Sylvia said, someone said a special light helps with tone on tone. I've heard that, Sylvia. I don't remember if it was a black light or something. I remember somebody mentioning that. If anybody in chat knows what light they're talking about for the tone on tones, let us know, because I remember hearing it, but I don't remember what it was. Come on, you can do it. There you go.
It's a black light.
A black light, yeah, that makes sense. And they make little ones, don't they? Make like wand ones. I feel like they make like little flashlight black lights.
Megan has one in her car.
A flashlight black light?
Not a black light, but just a flashlight that extends.
Oh. I have a magnet. Hey. Why are you being so stupid today? A black light works great. Awesome. Thank you, Brat46 is reminding everybody to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. I appreciate it. They said she says it's for the algorithm, which it is, but I like to say that it's just for me so that I know you're enjoying what you're watching. Brenda says, gotta go. Much love. Not a problem. We understand. We are on the last leg of this project anyway. We are just trimming up this last piece of our border, and then we're going to iron everything up. Make it nice and flat, and then I will actually finish the quilt off camera. You guys, I'm going to quilt it up. Sandwich it and quilt it up because I got to find my, excuse me, batting. I'm going to find the batting. Horrible time with words today. They're just completely escaping me. Yes, a mini flashlight. That's a good idea. I might have to do that. might not be a bad idea to have like a mini flashlight, a mini blacklight flashlight for these tone on tones. That is an excellent idea. In fact, I'm going to write myself a little note. Can you make yourself useful and write me a little note, please? Lucas isn't here. Lucas missed the excitement. We had a troll today.
I heard.
Yeah, we had a troll. First time that's ever happened. All right, let me iron this up now that I've gotten it finger pressed. And we will show you guys what it officially looks like. Oh, I guess I didn't finger press this side. Isn't it cute? Uh-huh. It's just cheerful, right? It's like, it's cute, it's cheerful. I really like it. I might have to use this pattern for something else. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see a little spot there. Go. Gazelle says, sorry, have to go now. No problem, Gazelle. We're just finishing up here anyway. I completely understand. And I will get those thimbles moved over for you after camera. I have a note here to fix them for you. Sylvia says, I'm supposed to be doing homework. No problem, Sylvia. What kind of homework? What are you studying for? Tony is a... Well, I guess you're officially a senior. Tony's officially a senior in college. She will be graduating next year along with her sister. She is studying elementary education. She wants to be an elementary school teacher.
1 year ago today, Lucas graduated.
1 year ago today?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. Wow. It's just a thread. They're everywhere. I did vacuum in here once. All right, friends. This is our finished table runner. Ta-da! Isn't it adorable? It's just so cute. I love it. It's so bright and cheerful. I just love it. It's so cute. And I'm really glad that I opted to make that extra block there because I'm definitely going to turn that one into a little wall hanging. So much fun. So much fun. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get out the backing fabric. You want to hand me that backing fabric for just a minute? This is the fabric we're going to be using as the backing. See, it's purple flowers. Looks like irises, maybe. I'm not big on my flowers. I'm not sure. But that's what I'm going to be using as the backing for this particular quilt. I had a bunch of extra, as you can see, so I'm going to use that as the backing. I'm going to get some batting in here and quilt it all up. I'm just going to do a standard stitch in the ditch for this. White thread, probably around the flower. So, all right. Oh, housework. I saw homework. I'm sorry, Sylvia. Duh. I read homework. I'm sorry. Yeah, I always have housework to do, and I never do it. It's very rare that you'll see me do it. Brett says, good grief, I need to organize my fabric. I just tried to piece a piece of white on white and a piece of black cloth showed which side was printed on. I can understand that. Usually I try to write all my fabrics before I start just so that I'm not struggling to do it beforehand. These tone-on-tones are really just a struggle sometimes. All right, friends, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Thank you, Tony, for joining me for the last little bit here. This is such a cute project. I really hope you guys take the time to pick up the pattern and make some for yourself. It's absolutely adorable. Don't forget to post pictures of any of the projects you're working on, especially this Tulip Table runner, on our Facebook and our Instagram. I love seeing what you guys are working on. It keeps me inspired. It keeps me moving forward. So make sure you post pictures over there. Have a wonderful, safe Mother's Day. I will see you guys all again next weekend. 2 weeks from Saturday is our next After Dark edition. Make sure you start buying your liquor now. If you're considering 1 or 2 bottles, just go with the 2. Or in Jean's case, just go with a case. It's easier. All right, friends. Thank you so much again for spending time with me today and for spending a little bit of time with Tony. We will see you guys again next week. Bye bye for now.